To take revenge on her cheating husband, she decided to do something no other woman dared to do. She deliberately took her husband to the edge of a cliff to look at the scenery. While her husband was enjoying the view, she quietly reached out her hand, but her plan was interrupted by an old man passing by. However, she did not give up, because a month ago she discovered many videos of her husband with other women on his computer. She couldn't accept that the man, who was saying he loved her just a few months ago, was now lying in someone else's bed. When her husband came home, she pretended not to know anything, and decided to use their honeymoon trip to find a way to make her husband die in an accident. Although the first attempt failed, there would still be other chances during the trip, until one day, she saw an ad for rafting online. Taking her husband rafting might be a good method, so they immediately joined a rafting group. While her husband was putting on the gear, she secretly damaged the safety rope. When her husband got on the boat, she told him to sit in that spot. Next, when the kayak reached the dangerous area, her husband might fall into the water. Sure enough, a huge wave came, and her husband fell off the kayak. He shouted for help. She hesitated for a few seconds, then instinctively reached out to pull her husband, but the huge wave dragged her into the water too. The river carried her into a deep area. She thought it was the end for her, but her husband actually dove into the water and saved her. After this, she believed that her husband still loved her. But the next day, as they were getting ready for a forest hike, a woman suddenly called out to her husband. Seeing the nervous expression on his face, she thought this woman was his lover, but she didn't expose him. Her husband introduced her as a former colleague, but the woman said her name and gave her a hug. She pretended not to care. When the atmosphere became awkward, her husband pulled her away. At that moment, another man appeared. The woman introduced him as her boyfriend. Her husband's expression completely changed, but he still pretended to stay calm and greeted him. And so, the group went hiking together. Along the way, the woman deliberately flirted with her husband. Soon they reached a lakeside, and the woman said she wanted to swim, purposely inviting her husband to avoid the awkwardness. Her husband said he was going to relieve himself nearby, but his eyes kept staring at Lisa. As a result, he slipped and fell off the slope.